Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do a makeup look today. I did post a look in my vlogs and on my Instagram, and so many of you guys liked it. It was like a really glowy, fresh look with my faux freckles that I put on. Winged liner, bold lashes, and just like minimal eyeshadow. It was just really, really nice. So I just thought I would do a makeup tutorial on the look because so many of you guys loved it. Okay, so I always go in with brows first, and I've been loving just using the Anastasia brow pencil. I did go and pluck my eyebrows yesterday. I might actually go and get my other mirror, one sec. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush up my brows first, and because my brows are tattooed, I don't really need to do much to them except fill in like the sparser areas. Okay, that just dimmed. That's better. Fill in the sparse areas, and sometimes I like to make the arch a little bit thicker, but I'm very lucky because I don't really have to do that much to them. I don't have to tint them or anything like that, so I'm very lucky to have them tattooed because it honestly saves so much time when I'm doing my makeup. Like, that's literally all I do to my brows. And then I'll go in with my favorite base. I will leave all the discount codes to the products that I use. I've got some discount codes for some brands, some I don't. But I do have a discount code for P. Louise, which is one of my favorite brands. Recently in eyeshadows as well as bases. I've been using the bases for years. I used them on my clients as well. I honestly just love them. It makes the eyeshadow stick so well. I'm actually going to use a P. Louise flat brush as well. Put some at the back of my hand. This one's in the shade 02, which is probably one of their most popular shades for bases. These are the little bases that you can get, but you can get I think a 35ml and a 50ml. Obviously they're more expensive the bigger you get, but because shipping to Australia, I wouldn't say it's pricey, but if you were to get this, I would recommend getting a bigger size just so it'll last longer and you won't have to make another order because you will literally love it. I'm gonna just go ahead with this flat brush. I might zoom you guys up so you can see. Okay, so I'm just gonna go underneath the brow. This brush is really good for carving the brow out. So I'm just gonna go directly underneath, like that. And then I'll just drag the extra product on the lid. And then I'll do the other side. If you are lighter than me, you could go in with base 1. But if you are the same sort of complexion as me, 2 is very, very good, and good for like clients as well if you want to pick one up. Pretty much works with anyone. Let's use, I'm going to try and list all the brushes that I use as well because heaps of you guys always ask me. Okay, so a brush that I use to buff it out is the Coral Shine Zoeva Concealer Blender Brush. Just looks like this. It's just a large sort of tight kabuki style brush. Sorry, a small, not large. It's like a small version of a foundation brush. Okay, so I can't find my Anastasia one, so I'm just going to go in with my Benefit one and just use that to set the brows in place. This one has little fibers in it to make your brows appear a bit thicker. So I did use the Huda Beauty Nudes medium palette. I'm going to go in with, I think I used this color as a transition. And I'm literally just going to pop this all over the lid. This brush is the Anastasia A10 brush. I'll leave a list down below of all the brushes that I used as well. I always go in with the transition color all over the lid, just so it's so much easier. So I'm just buffing that just in my crease, and try not to go above the crease. And slowly blend it up so you get that really like flawless gradient. And also because you're doing eyes first, well, I usually do eyes first, I'm quite messy with the eyeshadow because I just go in with a baby wipe or makeup remover to clean it up after. I'm just gonna do the exact same on the other eye. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a more tapered type brush. This one is the XO Beauty Vegan Firm Blender. I'm gonna take this darker shade. It's more of a burgundy type brown. And I'm just gonna start by patting that on the outer corner. Make sure you don't go above the crease. If you do, just leave it. And we'll go back to blending it after. And I'm pretty sure in the look that I did like a halo type look. Well, that's what I was going for. So you wanna put some of that in the inner corner of your eye, but don't go into this crease. Just try not to. Okay, I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, take that first blending brush you use and start to blend it out so it looks nice and seamless. If you did want to make the darker brown darker, you could go in with a even darker color to make the halo eye pop even more. If you're looking for a set, like a good quality set of brushes, I would recommend Zoeva. They're honestly amazing and they've got so many different brush sets. They've got heaps of nice like blending brushes. They are a bit pricier, but they're worth it. Like I have the same brushes from Zoeva that I got years ago and I still use them. Like they last forever. Okay, so if you feel like you've gone a little bit too high, all I literally do is grab my finger and just sort of take away the eyeshadow. So yeah, I just take my finger and sort of like remove it, and then I'll go in with a blending brush to blend it in again. Okay, so in my Instagram video, I didn't actually use a base for the middle of the eye, but I am gonna use one now. I'm just gonna use the Huda Beauty Bamboo Hoops. It's like their double-sided matte and metal shadow. You can just go over it straight with a eyeshadow, like a lighter eyeshadow, but if you do put a base on, it just makes it pop a little bit more when you put the shadow on top. So I'm just gonna go in with this. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend that out with a brush. This is just a concealer brush. Any brush will do, and I'm just gonna sort of like blend it so it looks seamless. So blend it from side to side, blend it up the top. So you're just kind of like blending that base in so it looks nice and blended. Blend it up a little bit. And then what I did was I literally used my finger and I grabbed this shade from the palette or any sort of gold shade and just packed that on. Having no nails makes this so much easier. Like I would not be able to do this if I had my acrylic nails on. I'm just gonna go back in with the first blending brush, if I can find it here, and just make sure that everything is all nice and seamless. I'm just gonna go underneath and just fix the fallout. Okay, so the eyeliner that I used in my video was the Anastasia liner, and it's a liquid liner. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I love felt tips. I just find them so much easier to use, especially if you're a beginner with winged liner. But for the purpose of the video, I am trying to recreate it. If you feel like you are a bit more advanced in eyeliner, then it's fine. Like I like it. Like I liked using it. It was really easy to use. It's really flimsy. And it, like the one thing I like about liquid liners over felt is because it's so wet, you can really get that really sharp like wing. Whereas sometimes if a felt tip liner is running low, you can't really get that really sharp like knife type end. Another thing I hate about liquid liners, if you get it on your finger, it literally goes everywhere. So when I do my wings, I start off by lining the top. If you're not confident with wings, you can totally skip this step. But I'm gonna show you guys how I do my wings because so many of you guys always are so interested in how I do it so quick. Okay, so what I first do is try and map out the side of my eye. So for example, this is like my guideline from the side of my eye to where my brow sort of ends. So that's where I'm gonna flick it out to, like that. So then I grab my liner and flick it out. Try not to use a heavy hand because I feel like that's when it can look a little bit thick. So angle the brush or whatever you're using up this way so it's sort of like in the same direction as your wing. Do you know what I mean? So like instead of holding it like this, angle it upwards. So then all you have to do is flick. And then flick. It is a little bit harder with this because if you do angle it like this, you can sort of like, as you saw, it was a little bit thick on that side. But if you do angle it the same direction, it should be okay. Okay, so that's like your base. Then all you do is flip the brush from here to there. And you're literally just like, sort of just following your hand down, also with a light hand. So go from like almost at the tip and just sort of like follow it down. Okay, so now that you've got like your base wing done, then this is when you go back in and either make the wing longer, thicker, however you want it. So you do want to just do like the base first so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then that's when you can go back. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab more and then I'm gonna make my wing a little bit thicker and a little bit longer. So I'm just gonna sort of fix up this area. Okay, I've just made fucking 3 little strokes. Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do if you do stuff up, you could just use a baby wipe. Literally all I do is I just grab it on my nail and just do that. Okay, that's better. For lashes, the lashes that I used were from Taimana Boutique. And they are in the style, I'll have to leave it in the description box because I can't remember from the top of my head. They just like sort of remind me of the Ardell wispies, like the glamour wispies. First, I am gonna coat my lashes with mascara because it makes it a little bit easier for them to stick on when you've got like lashes to begin with. This is just the Anastasia mascara. It's actually really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna pop on the lashes, angle it this way, and then just literally place them on. Then after I place them on, I do go in with tweezers. I use these ones so I can use them to press my real lashes and the falsies together after I put them on. They're just from Model Rock, but I'm pretty sure you could get them from like eBay or something like that. So after I've pressed them on, I'll go in and just secure them so that they're 100% on. I have a feeling, yeah, this is the wrong eye. I was like, why is that one wisping out so far? Okay, I put it on the wrong eye. I'm just gonna do the same thing. Try and get it as close to your lash band as you can, and then squeeze them together. I'm just gonna wait for that little spot of mascara and that one there to completely dry before I start flaking it off with a cotton tip, because if you do it wet, it's just gonna smudge everywhere and then you're gonna have like a little bit of eyeshadow that's missing, and it's never gonna look the same if you go over it with eyeshadow. Like it'll always look like there's a patch missing. So number 1 tip, let it dry. Even for like 10-15 minutes, or even when your whole makeup's done, go back and flake it off. I'm gonna go in with my base now. So I usually do the bottom lash line after I finish my base. So I'm gonna go in with a moisturizer. I absolutely love this one by Amrezy. It's literally amazing, so hydrating. So I'm just gonna pop that all over. I haven't used this foundation since recently. I think I tried it maybe once in Queensland when I was living back there, and I don't know why, maybe I just didn't apply it properly, or I don't know what happened. I tried it once and I was like, this is literally the worst foundation, never touched it again. And then recently, because I've seen other people rave about it, I'm like, I need to like, you know, give this another go and try it again. And ever since, I've been like in love with it. It's probably my new favorite foundation. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation, and I'm in the shade 240N. This is like my in-between tan shades when I'm not at my tannest or I'm not at my lightest. It's like in between. Even though I did scrub off my tan last night, I feel like this will still suit me. A couple of you guys did ask about my thoughts on this. It's the Tati Beauty Beautiful Sponge. I'll show you guys a little demo. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like it does leave your skin looking a bit strokey with the foundation, so you do have to go over it with like a blender or a brush anyway. Kind of like the concept of it though, like you just wash it and stuff, but I don't know. It's okay. So I'm just gonna put 2 pumps here. So one thing I can't live without for a luminous base is the iconic London Illuminating drops. I freaking love them. This one is in the shade Original. So I just mix a few of them with the foundation. I'll grab this, blend it together, and I'm just going to start by bouncing it on my face. Like, I wouldn't say this is bad, like it does definitely do the job, but I'll give you guys a zoom up after I have completely put it all over my face, and I'll show you what I mean. Like, it doesn't really give a flawless finish. Like, you always have to go, well, I have gone over it with a beauty blender after. I'm not sure if she does and that's like her way of using it, maybe it is, but I would never just put on foundation with this and then just, that's it. This foundation is definitely luminous, like it is so freaking nice. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys up. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see the texture. I kind of feel like you can't see. I'm just gonna go over it with a beauty blender all over my face. Might even just do one more pump. But yeah, this foundation is really freaking good. I don't know what I did the first time I tried it. Like what, maybe I used the wrong shade and it just was all wrong, but yeah, I literally hated it. I was like, what the hell is this? Why is people raving about this foundation when it's absolute dog shit? But it's actually really, really nice. So now that's all blended in, I'm gonna go in with the Boing Cakeless Concealer by Benefit, one of my favorite concealers. This one's in the shade 4. You don't need a lot of this stuff. This one is literally running out. I'm just gonna pop some here, forehead, lip, there. And then I'm just gonna blend it. I partnered up with Benefit to release that concealer. Remember my little launch event in Sydney? I was so excited for that. That was literally like one of the highlights of my career, is being in Maya. That was so freaking cool. Oh, this blends out like just amazingly. If you haven't tried this concealer, literally go to Maya, or I think they sell them, yeah, in Mecca and Sephora. You need to get it. So good. So I recently found this again, my Kylie translucent powder. I really actually like it. I used it a few times when I first got it and I was like, it's all right. But again, I tried it again and I really like it. So I'm just gonna use that on this brush. This is a Rebond brush. I'm not sure if that brand even exists anymore, but they reached out to me like literally 5 years ago and sent me their brush set. And it's one of like the only brushes from them that I use now. I'm not really sure where to get this from. However, I'll try and find a dupe for you. I mean, this one's good too, the vegan small face brush, kind of similar, a little bit more dense though than this one. But yeah, another like dupe. Or you could go with this one. This is a Zoeva Petite Face Finish brush, a little bit bigger, but it's the same sort of concept, like a dome shaped brush. Oh, you could use this. This is a Zoeva Luxe Powder Finish brush. It's a little bit more tapered and skinny, but it would do the job. I'll try it now. Yeah, Oh, there's black on it. Yeah, heaps of you guys always ask when I use that brush, but you just need any sort of like non-dense fluffy brush to do it. Okay, I'm gonna try and remove that mascara. So I'm just gonna get a cotton tip that just fell on the floor. And I'm just going to really lightly, there we go, it literally just came straight off. And I think there's some here too. Now I'm just gonna grab a large brush. This one is a Zoeva one, the powder brush. Actually, no, I'm not, because this is the mistake that I made last time, because I went to go and put on cream blush and it didn't really look good because I'd already set my cheek area. Then I'm gonna go in with the KKW medium contouring stick. I know, who am I? I never used to freaking contour and now I'm obsessed with it. I probably shouldn't have set down the center of my face. Okay, I look ridiculous. I'm just gonna grab a powder brush. Which one do I usually use? Tarte brush, not sure. It's meant for powders, but I use it for cream products. I find that like using powder brush for cream products just blends it nicely. Okay, the battery's gone low on this little mirror, that's why it's not lighting up. Okay, I'm just blending that all in. I like to do my forehead with a beauty blender. You could do this with a beauty blender as well. Yeah, don't recommend setting any areas that you're gonna contour just because it looks a bit funny, but I'm just gonna have to fix that up. So I just contoured my nose. Gonna blend this in. Is the lighting all right? I feel like it started off really good and now it's kind of gone a bit dull, but hopefully I can edit it. Okay, so now that the cream products are all good, I'm gonna go in with, well, first a makeup remover to take it off my lips because I actually hate that. Gonna use this new Napoleon bronzer that I got recently. It's called Bronze Have More Fun. The bronzer brush I use is a Zoeva Luxe Cheek Sheer Finish brush. Tap a bit on. It's actually really nice because it is glowy. It's a really, really nice finish bronzer. I feel like no one really talks about Napoleon anymore. Not sure why. Alright, so I'm just gonna pop that there. I actually really like this bronzer. It's really nice. Then what I did was I went in with a cream blush. However, I feel like this one wasn't as dark. I'm just gonna show you guys anyways because I did end up using it on my lips. It's the Iconic London Cheeky Coral Cream Blush. So what I did was I literally just went in with it on the brush that I used to blend out my contour and just popped it on. But as you can see, it's just kind of like, don't know, it just didn't really give me much color. But I guess I can just use it as a base for powder blush. Or if you did like that subtle blush look, even though you can't really tell. I guess you can maybe a little bit. I did end up going in with the Charlotte Tilbury blush. This one is in the shade Cheek Too Chic. If you watched my vlogs on my clients, you know I literally use this blush every time. Blush brush, sometimes I just use my bronzer brush. Like I just use the same one. But this blush is honestly so beautiful. It's so nice. I'm not even sure where you can get this from. I don't even know where I got mine from. Maybe online, but yeah, it's a really nice blush. I'm just gonna have to blend this in. Oh, my battery's flashing. I'm gonna have to go change that. The highlighter that I used was this one by Anastasia and Amrezy. Honestly, my favorite highlighter, and look what freaking happened. I always forget that I've smashed it and I open it and it goes everywhere. So I use the Anastasia highlighting brush for this. Just look at the highlighter, I just can't deal. It's a gorgeous soft gold. I put it just above my arch of my brow, on the tops of my cheekbones, again above the arch, down my nose, in the middle of my eyes, just in that area there. Cupid's bow, not too much though, otherwise you look like you have a milk moustache. Tiny bit on my chin just to give it some glow. And then sometimes I just repeat because like I honestly could put this everywhere. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the bottom lash line. So I'm just gonna grab that same palette as I did earlier. Let's zoom you guys in a bit. This one will do. This is a Spectrum Cosmetics brush from their Disney collection, but any sort of flat brush, Zoeva has them in their kits as well. Like this, I'm just gonna go in with this shade that I used for my first transition. And I'm just going to pop that on my lower lash line. Not going to go too dark on the lower lash line just because I've got a pretty thick and bold wing at the top. I'm just going to get some more glue on a cotton tip and just stick down the lash. The inner corner of the eye, aka bird shit. If you get that reference, leave a comment down below. Bird shit crew, if you don't know, someone commented on one of my photos and said my inner corner highlight looks like a bird shat there, and I just replied, that's cute. Like, that's actually goals. That means it's popping. Grabbing some of the Australis and popping the shit in like that. It actually probably would help if you were using a really small brush, but obviously I need to clean mine. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some, pop some in like that, blend it a bit. And then I'm gonna grab the Pastels palette and grab this color and pat it on just to kind of set it in place. Then I'm gonna grab a mascara and coat my top and bottom lashes just to make sure they blend nicely. Like that. Now for the fun part, the freckles. So I bought this little bad boy recently and I'm obsessed with it. Let's just zoom you guys up so you can see. So it's called Freck, for fake freckles obviously, and it is really, really easy to use. If you don't have this, you can use like a brow pencil to create the freckles and then just blend them like that. You could use like a brown, even like a brown eyeliner, up to you, but I actually bought the proper freckle thing just because I was really curious to see if it was any different to like using something like that, which to be honest, is it really worth $30? Don't know, but you know, I've got it now, so I'm obviously gonna use it. What I did was I just did a few freckles, some big, some small. Make sure you don't do your whole face before blending it because sometimes it dries really fast and you're stuck with like really, really dark, noticeable freckles. So you just want to make sure you blend it really quickly. See how it's kind of blended out to look like freckle shadows? And then I'll go in again and do some like darker ones. Leave them for a little bit longer and then I'll do my nose. Then I will start by blending these ones. It kind of blends out to be like a brownish type freckle color. You don't really have to blend them all the way. So if you did want some dark ones, just leave it. I'm just gonna go in a little bit more on my nose. Drawing freckles over your foundation also makes your foundation look more natural. Cute. Okay, and then for lips, literally all I did was I took some of that iconic cherry coral lip and I just put that on my lips, literally like that. I'm never usually into like a light lip color, but I don't know, I really liked it. I liked the no liner look. So I put that on like that. And then I went in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Confetti. And put it on. I actually love my lips like this, what the hell. Then I'm just gonna go in again and try and blend out the freckles a little bit more because they're a little bit harsh. Then I went in with the Tatcha Luminous Skin Mist. So freaking good, but it's a bit expensive. But that is actually it. That is my glowy, dewy base. Like, those products that I used are freaking bomb if you want your face to look like this. I've been so into a dewy base over a matte base, even though I am more combo skin, sometimes a little bit more on the oilier side, but I think I would rather look oily than dry and matte. It just makes your face look really youthful and, oh, someone's FaceTiming me. It just makes your face look really youthful, like glowy, bright, like just really refreshing and nice, as opposed to like a matte base. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go and pop on my Halo hair extension and show you guys the full hair and makeup, and maybe even pop on what outfit I'm gonna wear today and show you guys the final look. So that is the final look with the hair in and then the outfit. I'm just wearing this set that I got from Princess Polly because I'm not going anywhere and I just want to be nice and comfy at home. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do any other makeup looks and leave your recommendations of maybe like products that you want me to use. I'll go out and get it and review it for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.